Good morning, guys. It's gonna be a pretty quick scan, but I'm gonna give you a perspective on how you can look for tradable opportunities. I'm currently looking at Euro JPY. I'm long in this one, and why I'm taking this trade, what I actually basically look for when I quickly scan through the chart, I look for this pattern or vice versa, just opposite case in the case of bearish setup, right? I just look for this patterns when price is rejecting back downside or rejecting back upside from a significant level. Then my next like many people ask me how I actually draw these zones. uh like the first thing I do is I just randomly mark this area. Okay, I'm just deleting it, and okay, I just randomly mark this area and then go into the lower time frame and mark the last series of red candles, in this case red candles, close to close, and that's my zone. Okay, the next step is just to see that either this zone is lining up with any kind of important Fibonacci levels or not. In this case, if this is the breakout structure towards upside, then if I drop off my Fibonacci on this impulsive move, then it's perfectly lining up with 38.2. And if I drop my Fibonacci level on this impulsive move, then it's lining up with 78.6 and 61.8 level almost. Okay, so like the setup is clean, but what makes it a valid setup is how the daily or weekly storyline. In terms of daily storyline, the environment is bullish. The 10 EMA is above 20 EMA, so it's a bullish environment. The only problem I can see over here is that there is a possibility of price going below the low of the previous day. But as the environment is bullish, so it is considerable. Even though we didn't clear the low, but it's still a valid setup. But we need to keep in mind that it's possible that we're going to drop below this low and then find another opportunity towards upside. Okay, and the most important time frame in this setup right now is the weekly time frame. Look at this. The overall environment is bullish. Currently the 10 EMA is above 20 EMA. The last weekly candle was bullish enough, strongly bullish, and there is a possibility of price going above the previous weekly high and this high, because the overall environment is bullish and the previous weekly high is intact, and we can see a few more buy side liquidity standing at around this level. Okay, so overall things make sense. Overall this setup makes sense because there is a reason why price wants to go higher, and at the same time we have a setup, and at the same time we have a clean 4-hour candle closing with a strong bullish intent outside this zone. It's always better if the 4-hour candle is actually breaking above and closing above like 10 EMA. In this case it is not happening, but the best setups occur when you wait for the price to close above strongly 10 EMA. But if you just wait for something like this, in that case it's possible that we're going to miss some moves sometimes. So uh, it's fine if you're just getting a closure outside your zone with a bullish intent, then you can go with it. In this case the 50 EMA is also lining up with it, so I'm just adding my position over here. I will not consider this as a grade setup because there is a possibility of price going below the previous day's low. So I'm gonna rate this as a B grade setup, and let's see how it unfolds. It's possible that price is gonna trade a higher towards this high, and at the same time it's also possible that we're going to see a deeper correction and then this move. If we just look at what's going on in Euro USD, the in Euro USD the daily bias is bearish. Overall the environment is bearish. The currently 10 EMA is below 20 EMA, and the last daily candle closure is lower than the previous day's low, so it's highly possible that we're going to drop below this low, which is making this setup a little low probable. They set up a little low probable, because if Euro USD managed to go lower, in that case it's highly possible that it's going to take out our stop loss. And if we look at the USD JPY, it's perfectly lining up with our setup because there is a bullish storyline in USD JPY. We are just breaking above this last day we are just breaking above this high, like we're creating a kind of breakout in daily time frame. If you just notice what's going on in 4 hourly time frame, it's highly possible that we're going to see some move towards this buy side liquidities. But at the same time, it looks like a really interesting area of resistance where prices like getting some good resistance multiple times. You can see this kind of like this rejections are really strong. So let's see how it unfolds. But overall, it's possible that if USD JPY manage to go strongly above this highs, in that case it's highly possible that this setup will end up playing out. I'm also looking at gold right now. Like gold is into a really interesting area. The weekly bias was bearish, but still we can see the current price action in the weekly time frame is bullish. It's possible for price to go below this low in next few months, but at the same time it's also possible that if price manage to break above 20 EMA, in that case we can start looking for longs actually. Overall, the current scenario, we are still into a bullish bearish environment, even though the like in terms of daily time frame we are still into a bearish environment. And if we just drop into the 4 hour time frame, this is the last breakout structure towards downside I can spot in 4 hourly perspective. And if I just drop my Fibonacci on this impulsive move, maybe we're currently above 61.8. Yeah. So what I basically want, like I'm gonna give you the same storyline, same zone storyline over here too. Look at this. What I'm waiting for, if this is a zone, then I'm gonna wait for like I'm just gonna define this using 1 hour. This is the last impulsive move upside, close to close, and this is my zone. So what I'm gonna wait for a closure below this level. In that case, if price manage to close below this level, in that case it will also line up with uh this Fibonacci 61.8 level. That means like if price managed to close below this level, in that case we are also rejecting from 61.8, so we can start building our positions and target towards this low. So this is my whole plan in gold. Let's see. For now there is nothing for me. I'm just gonna wait. I'm just waiting for some good bearish intent. For now it's completely bullish, and it's highly possible if price fail to close below this level, then in that case it's highly possible that price will keep moving towards upside and clear this high. So yeah, that's it. I'm not looking for anything else right now. Okay, maybe AUD USD is something interesting. Yeah, in daily perspective it's highly possible that we're gonna trade above the previous day's high and this high. It is nothing but the previous weekly high. We're very near to it. Even though it's looking like we're getting some really good rejections from the 10-20 EMA, but it's still highly possible because the environment is still bullish. The 10 EMA is still above 10-20 EMA, and it's highly possible that we're going to trade above this high. In daily perspective, the pretty much same storyline in 4 hour, but we don't have any clean setup in 1 hour or something. Okay, there was a setup somewhere around here, but no, it was not that clean. Okay, if we get some really good rejection or downside, still it's not a valid setup because we don't have any valid breakout structure towards upside. But maybe the storyline is a little different in NZD USD. Let's see, but we don't have any clean buy side liquidity over here. We was targeting for this highs, and it's already cleared. USD CAD, we are getting some really good bounce from 50 EMA. Uh, nothing clean for me right now. Yeah, I'm just gonna monitor Euro JPY for now. There is nothing interesting for me. Same story for GBP USD. I'm waiting for a little deeper correction here before I look for long. In daily perspective, it's highly possible that we're going to trade below the previous day's low. It's not actually that highly possible, like it's not that high probable because the last daily candle closure was still higher than the low of the previous day. So it's not giving us a strong bearish vibe. So it's not that a strong HPL at all. It's highly possible that we're at the same time the environment is also bullish, so it's highly possible that we're going to keep moving towards upside from this level. But in terms of the system zone, if we just randomly mark this zone and try to define it in 1 hour, then this is the last series of bearish candles close to close. And what I'm gonna wait for, if price manage to give me a good correction at around this level, then I'm gonna wait for some good rejection from this level before I go long. For now there is nothing. even though the like bullish, the weekly bias is actually bullish, but look at this big wick, it's giving me some bearish vibe. So it's possible that this weekly candle is gonna like end up as a inside as an insider bar. Let's see, let's see. I think there is nothing interesting for me right now except this euro JPY setup. So I'm gonna focus on this. It's a B grade trade setup, so I'm managing my risk according that. I'm just aware of the fact that it's highly possible, like similar like last day. What happened? Like price just swept me out. Uh, my lows, previous day's lows before it start moving towards upside. No, it was not previous day low, but it this low price just managed to sweep below the Asian low before we start moving towards upside. And my stop loss was somewhere around here. Pretty much same thing can occur for Euro JPY too. Uh, let's see. Let's see how it unfolds, and see you soon on the next session, guys. Have a great day.